Welcome back, MTG Joe here, and gonna be playing some more standard. Amonkhet is coming out on Thursday, so I'll be off that day, so I'll be streaming a bunch of Historic then. I'm starting with some brews on Aether Hub if you want to take a look. But today we're going to be playing some black-white Yorion Doom Foretold, Yorion Blink. So this was a list that came from one of the SCG qualifiers. I went 3-1 to qualify for their weekend tournament. So we've played a bunch of Doom Foretold decks on the channel. It's one of my favorite cards. I have the Esper version in paper. But basically what we're trying to do here is abuse a bunch of discard creatures to attack your opponent's hands. You can set up the loops with Charming Prince and Yorions. We're playing 3 Yorions main and 1 is our companion. And then you're just drawing cards with like Treacherous Blessings, Oath of Kaya's removal. Basilica Bell-Haunt can be played again since it's not a 4-mana do-nothing. And then you're just trying to gain life, interact. Kaya can eat your opponent's graveyards. You can set up a lock with Doom Foretold. And then you have some Conqueror's Deaths as well. Mana base, nothing too extravagant. You got some castles for value, and then a couple of tri-lands. Sideboard wise, you got Duress versus control matchups, Legion's End versus aggro, Davriel versus control, another Bell-Haunt versus the more aggressive decks, 4 Kaya's Wrath, and then a Heliod's Intervention. So we'll queue it up. I think I'm like 97%. So, as always, appreciate all the support that we're getting on the channel. If you do catch these videos on YouTube and you want to show your support, if you can subscribe if you haven't done so already, or just at the very least drop a like or a comment, helps out the channel. Same if you want to catch us live on Twitch. If you follow on Twitch, it's free, same as the YouTube, and gives you notifications when we are live. So we're playing Satan Triumpha. So with Amonkhet, a couple decks I've brewed already. Rakdos, Young Pyromancer with Thoughtseize, and then the split card that you can reanimate for 1 mana. And then you have like Dreadhorde Arcanist to get stuff back. You have Kroxa. I've done blue-white Approach the Second Sun. We'll probably do a 5-color Golos pile. Okay, so we're in a Yorion Mirror. Let's go. Could be elementals. Ooh. Yorion, maybe. So we'll lead with the Fenlurker. Oh, so they're probably... it's interesting. I think I actually want to see what we're playing against. Okay, so they're a Doom Foretold pile as well. I'd rather they don't take my thing with Agonizing Remorse, if we're going to have to decide on how this matchup goes. So here, let's go... Let's do this. I think I want lands. It's funny, every time I play Doom Foretold, I end up getting into a Doom Foretold mirror. They might keep the Kaya's Wrath, get rid of the Heartless Act. We'll set up ourselves with Treacherous Blessing next turn. Okay, they set up their Doom. So for our turn here, I think we set up Blessing this turn. We'll sack our Blessing. So they might be playing like Calyx. Okay, so that gets rid of this. So we have to discard, so let's discard Glass Casket. I think here Let's just get Conquer's Death going. Get rid of their big threat here. Probably going to want to get rid of Charming Prince as well. They can start setting up Yorion loops. So this turn I could bring Yorion to hand. There we go, Mythos. I basically just don't want them to get like value right now. I think we hold this up, I'll kill their token. Because then next turn I can set up, play this out, and the Doom Foretold. Save 2 damage here. They do have the Othakai to hit our Murderous Rider. Let's see if they play this out. Okay, they set up their Doom. So our Doom's actually pretty solid here because there's going to be 2 triggers, so they have to sack theirs. And we can start trying to break parity here. Well, I guess this kills this, so then I lose my Doom. Playing Chevelle. That's interesting. Let's see what's hanging out here. I'll take your Yorion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can probably just want to draw a card, to be honest. Let's set up our draw here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I can get the Yorion loop going. I think we bin both of these. So they can attack us for 1, it's fine. They can also Heartless Act it. So I think we just cycle here. Bring this to hand. So they can kill this. But I want to try to remove the counter. So they can't kill this because of the counter on it. So I get to exile this. And now I get to scry 2. I think we want Yorion here. Okay, so they got the Mythos. Still a good attacker in the air. I'm gonna just shock to draw a card here. They're not gonna overwhelm us necessarily. I need to find, we have a couple, they drew the Conquer's Death here, which is annoying. So I'm gonna Conquer's Death, their Conquer's Death. drawing a lot of lands here. Can get back a Charming Prince. Probably just make a food here. Probably just want like Murderous Rider or Othakaya. Glass Casket wouldn't be bad. I think here we just set up our draw. Perfect. So I'm going to gain the life back. I just don't want him to put a counter on it. Wouldn't mind like a Bell-Haunt either. Next turn I can gain 3 more life with my Charming Prince. I think we're content doing that. So we can always pump this if need be. We do eventually need to get this goose off. They'll just gain a lot of life. Kind of stabilized. These castles have been doing a good job of breaking parity here. Sure. So Conquer's Death can get back Chevelle. Rat. Do a couple pumps here. Just trying to throw as much damage. Hey Meister, how's it going? Lots of lands. At this point, they're going to play out whatever they get, so no sense. Pulling a late one. Okay, Doom's actually pretty good here. So I need 6, so I can do at least another pump here. So they'll get their Chevelle back. How did it run for you yesterday? I haven't played this version yet. I've usually played the Esper versions with Dance of the Manse. So I kind of don't want to fetch just because we bottomed a lot of lands. Like, a lot of lands. Got Charming Prince back. That's an interesting one. Just thin out our deck. I can use another planes. Get rid of Burglar. Let's draw a card here. Casket suite here. Just gonna push through as much damage as I can. Our life total is getting pretty low. Esper is going to be worse without Teferi. Teferi allowed you to do a lot of the bounce shenanigans. Let's see what they play out here. They did keep one on top. Eerie Ultimatum. Okay, that's nice. Well, that's definitely a mirror breaker. We weren't expecting to play around that. Now they have their Doom. So what's our out here? Land definitely wasn't our out. So we have 2 Conquer's Death. Yeah, let me know. Have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Probably dead here. Othakai gives us a bit of a chance. No attacks here. They try to sack their... Very surprised they... Well, they probably have like another Othakai then. They're playing Ugin. Okay, I wasn't expecting Ugin. Exiles this, sets up the scry, probably dead here, so... Ugin seems odd in these lists because you're so permanent based. Mind you, it's probably a good catch up. Don't think I have anything that gets us out of this. Because Ugin can just start shooting our face. I'm going to 2. Oh good, Glass Casket for 4 mana. Yeah, they got us. Alright, so this is a Duress matchup. Let's get rid of Legion's End. I think we go like that. Do I want Kaya's Wrath? Probably not against their deck. Kaya's okay. Can probably trim a Murderous Rider. We're not going to be dealing too much direct. Probably still want the Rats. I got 7 cuts. Trim a Yorion. And then one more cut. I think we want blessings as much as possible. Just run it like that. He scryed one top, one bottom, and then he drew the Eerie. In this matchup, like, he probably has the advantage just having the Eerie ultimatum. The entire game's going to just be us forcing each other to sacrifice everything. So at that point, that's a mirror breaker. They also have Ugin, where we don't. So we're kind of more mid-rangey. They're a bit more controlled. They also have Mythos that targets any permanent. Sound seems reasonable. Looking for a land or a discard on 2. So 3 scries, never find a land. This was a list that I took from it went 3-1 in one of the SCG qualifiers. It was off Goldfish. So I can do this. That takes me to 7. I don't want to play Davriel just yet. Yeah, I guess Davriel's to attack like the flash matchups or like Sultai. You can get cards out of their hand. So I think this is a Remorse turn. No, let's play Davriel this turn.
Make this quick. I'm bored or empty your mind.
Getting rid of Kai is pretty nice. Because I don't mind if they go Doom here. Because then next turn I can play out the Remorse and something else. Okay, so now I can go Remorse and then Oathakaya. Really want to pick either an Ugin off. So I'm going to do this first.
Let me pick your brain for a minute.
They're playing Cultivate. That's interesting. Yeah, so we're definitely taking the Eerie here. Now we're in a really good spot. I can Yorion next turn and just basically refill my hand, reset Davriel, and then deal 3 to them. I imagine they're only playing 1 to 2 Eerie ultimatums. Yeah, they drew ECD. They get rid of Davriel here. I think we do this. Helps me find a Conqueror's Death potentially next turn. Also just kind of ends the game, hopefully. Sick. I got the loop going, so that one locks him out. I think on the play, we do want the rats. I think we trim the Davriel. Trim the Bell-Haunt. It's just less that gets hit by Conqueror's Death here. Because if they're spending their turns ramping, okay, keep this hand. Fetch white. Then I go Burglar Rat, Charming Prince. Just try to eat away at their hand that way. So I'll probably go Charming Prince next turn, bounce my rat. So that way I can trade with the Charming Prince. This might just be like Cultivate, Visionary. Visionary is nice in this deck. So I'll probably trade with Visionary here. If they offer the trade. Yeah, I think I want Duress. Okay, they get rid of Doom. I think we take him off mana here. Okay, they go Blessing. Elspeth and Mythos. I have Yorion. I think we get rid of Mythos. Want him to play a couple more lands from hand. Because I can take another 2. I think we do this turn. Sick. So now I go Kaya, start eating their graveyard, and Remorse next turn, so I take their Conqueror's Death. And then I'll keep this to protect the Kaya. Gains me 2 life anyways. Okay, just throw out the Blessing, or the Oath. What do I have in my graveyard? Charming Prince. Kind of did us a favor there. We were going to take damage anyways. So at this point I will double block. So I'm just going to get rid of... In case... So usually you don't want to get rid of both their creatures, but in case they have a kill spell for Kaya... Because I can offer a double block here. Now I can eat this from their graveyard. Targeting permanents. Also think it's worthwhile just picking off their Yorion. It lets them draw 3 cards here. Just gonna swamp here. Actually, I think I might prefer the white just on their hand composition. Okay, they rip Mythos, that's fine. We have this as a catch-up as well, depending on what they play out. So we'll draw some cards here, see what we get. They hold something in hand. We have the Duress, Visionary. Sick. Got there. going to try this one out actually in best of one as well. I want to see how it fares. I don't know if we want board wipes for best of one. Tends to be more aggressively slanted. But I'll kind of go back to the field just because these games tend to be quite long. Probably going to be doing a bit shorter today. And then, so Thursday I'll be streaming from around 12:30 Eastern to like into the evening. New Amonkhet set drops, so we'll be playing a bunch of decks from there. Want action, no more lands. Discard on 2, discard on 2. Okay, this is elementals. Elementals is a interesting one. Obviously, Treacherous Blessing's not as good. We could set up a Doom Foretold, it'd be nice. So probably gonna kill something regardless this turn so I can play it out. Then we got Elspeth going. Okay, so it's a bit disconcerting. Gonna want to exile it because I have Genesis Ultimatum. So I'm actually just gonna do this. Play this as a blocker. Okay, Bell-Haunt's actually really good here. Gets another card out of their hand. So we just really want to fade Genesis Ultimatum for a turn. I want to be able to Conqueror's Death this. Yeah, I don't think we can play this in best of one in the current configuration. I think we want the Kaya's Wrath in the main board. I'd probably get rid of like a couple Agonizing Remorse. Okay, so that's a problem. We were okay with one. We're not as okay with two. Mind you, I can Remorse, take out the Genesis, and then kill this one. Really just want to get the Bell-Haunt. Okay, so they escape Uro. Problem in and of itself. Kept Genesis there. It's going to be a painful turn, but I think we need to do this turn. Yorion would have been really nice that turn. Because if I kill the Uro, they have the choice of escaping it again, or I can double Remorse. I'll block here, gain 2 life back. Bell-Haunt gets a card out of their hand and gains me 3 life back. Yeah, current configuration's better for... Okay, what did they leave in the yard? Okay, so they got rid of Genesis Ultimatum. So Doom's actually pretty nice here. It'll get one of these off the battlefield. Oh. Okay, so we're getting rid of the ultimatum. Okay, they kept Uro. Just Cavalier on top. Gonna take 6 here. Next turn will be Treacherous Blessing. I want to keep this around. It kind of keeps their board in check. Problem is Uro's breaking Disparity. Glass Casket would be good. Because like even our Othakayas aren't great here. Charming Prince just gained 3. So they're going Terror. Ah, shit. Yep, that kills me. Because Uro comes in, triggers. So I don't think this is the configuration for best of 1. I think what we probably want is... Probably only want 2 Conquer's Death, 3 Blessings, and I'd play three Kaya's Wrath. There's just, you're gonna get it to more creature matchups. Right, like that. Let's try this one out. Because at that game, we were pretty much at the point where we didn't have enough of an initial board state built out to get the lockdown. Sounds fine. Opponents first. If we need to, we have Casket on 2. Potential to draw a 3rd land and go Othakaya. It's a slower matchup. Double Treacherous is good. Winota. So that's actually good because now I can go Glass Casket on 2 and Othakaya on 3. Probably want to get the Selfless Savior off the battlefield. They probably sack this. Which is fine, because then I could eventually blink it with Yorion. Okay. Opponent just, I guess, missed a land drop. Oh, that wasn't ranked. Oops. Oops. Let's go to ranked. Usually playing like unranked and best of one, your opponents concede pretty quickly. So it's reasonable. I'm gonna fetch here. Okay. Stompy. Perfect. So we'll see what they play on 3 here, deciding if I want to block. I'll probably take the 3 damage initially. Okay, they have ooze. So since they have ooze, I want to kill the ooze. Can just get a lot bigger. Yorvo. Depending what they sack next turn, I can set up like a Bell-Haunt. I can do a Yorion blink. Can Conquer's Death the Yorvo. Mono green generally has a tough time against Doom Foretold if you can get the lock on them. So now we break the disparity where they're basically anytime they play something, it's going to get sacked. And then we can start eating at their hand as well. If they don't play anything, then I'm gonna sack my Doom Foretold. Actually, getting Burglar Rat's not that impactful right now. This forces both the cards out of their hand. GG's! Doom really, like, if your opponent's playing 1 card per turn, they're not going to get out from under Doom Foretold, especially with this version that's got a lot of hand hate. We kind of attack their hands in a couple different ways. Alrighty, so I'm going to wrap this one up. I think if you do want to go best of 1, play the Wrath's main board. And then if you don't, I kind of like this version actually. It's a bit more proactive than the Esper version, and just 12 discards are really nice. Actually, when you factor in this, it's 14 discards main, which is pretty sweet. And then you get all the blink effects, Yorion being a house. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Appreciate everyone stopping by. If you do have any kind of deck ideas, anything like that for Amonkhet being released, I have Rakdos Pyromancer and Blue-White Approach currently in the works. Going to be doing a couple more, probably do some sort of God Pharaoh gift style deck. Something of that nature. But do let me know. And let's raid a fellow streamer. So you can check out 241 MTG. I think he's a newer streamer. But check out his content as well. Otherwise, catch you next time. Appreciate the support. And if you missed any of this, it'll be up on YouTube starting probably in a couple days. Kind of going through a backlog. Anyways, appreciate everyone. Have a great one and see ya.